Just like Grandma used to make, but better. Here are 5 ways to cook broccoli that are anything but boring. First up, I'm throwing it on the grill, or today in a grill pan. Grilled broccoli is so delicious. You want to start by cutting your broccoli into nice big stalks. We're not looking for like steaks necessarily, but you want to give it a big enough portion to get nice and brown on the grill and to hold together. I'm doing like an Asian inspired version, so I'm going to start with some gochujang. This is like a thick chili pepper paste that's not overly spicy, but it just adds so much depth. I'm going to start with a little bit of this, add in some honey and soy sauce. Whisk in a little vegetable oil, and then you can add in some crushed red pepper and some fresh lime juice. All right, then we're going to toss our broccoli in our mixture and throw it on the grill. Don't coat the broccoli too much before, and we'll brush some sauce on it afterwards as well. I mean, just look at this. You can almost taste it just by looking at it. Am I right? This little nubbin of goodness right here. Crunchy on the outside. You can see that marinade soaked into the broccoli leaves. Next up, broccoli casserole, because everyone needs a good broccoli casserole recipe, and this is not your grandma's recipe. For casseroles, so you don't get them too watery, you want to go ahead and par cook your broccoli. So we're going to boil it for just about 5 minutes in some salted water. This is going to give it a head start, and then everything just kind of comes together in the casserole dish. Another benefit to par cooking your broccoli in some salted water is that it really sets that bright green color, so it's not going to be dull and drab looking. Then we're going to make our filling and our binder, so it starts with eggs and milk, and then we add some upscale ingredients like some creme fraiche, Gruyere cheese, Parmesan, and cheddar cheese. If you want to keep this more budget friendly, you can sub in some Swiss cheese and some sour cream for those ingredients. Final step is to sprinkle it with breadcrumbs and pop this in the oven for about 45 minutes at 450 degrees. Sounds high, but that's what you need for it to all come together. Casserole time! Look at this. The good thing about broccoli is that it's available year-round, so you're definitely going to want to remember this recipe when the holidays come. Roasted broccoli is a lot less boring than just plain boiled or steamed broccoli. If you're not roasting your broccoli by now, you're doing it wrong. Starts with some broccoli florets. I like to cut mine where there is a lot of surface area in the stalk, because that's gonna, get good and crusty. That's what I like. I also like to start by lining my tray with foil. This is just gonna make cleanup easier. And then I'm gonna go ahead and toss everything onto the baking sheet. You could toss everything in a bowl first and then throw it on the baking sheet, but why dirty an extra bowl? There's so much flavor here with a little garlic powder, some lemon zest. Crushed red pepper is optional, but I like a little kick. And we're gonna toss that with the olive oil and breadcrumbs. I like to use panko breadcrumbs. It almost makes these feel like they've been fried, but they haven't. Space these out on your baking sheet so they're not on top of each other. We don't want them to steam. We want these to roast. These are gonna roast at 425 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. You'll toss them halfway through, but you don't wanna toss them too much so they have a chance to brown on the bottom. This is goodness right here. This is perfectly good to enjoy just as is, but for a little finishing touch, a squeeze of lemon and a sprinkle of Parmesan cheese. This is a great recipe to try if you've got some picky eaters that may not love broccoli. They will after this. Another non-boring broccoli dish is a broccoli salad. This is one of our most highly rated broccoli salad recipes on our site, so check this one out. We'll link it below. We're gonna use the florets in the salad or slaw, but even if you were just cutting your broccoli for another use, do not throw those stalks away. Trim off the little outer edges of it and then chop it up and listen for the crunch. You don't waste anything. Listen to this crunch. It may not call for it in the recipe, but add it to every salad from this point forward. To make this broccoli salad even easier, you can buy the pre-bagged chopped broccoli, but it'll cost a little more. For this salad in particular, I like the broccoli florets to be super small so that you can get, a good, perfect bite, and that way it absorbs all that good dressing. The dressing for the salad can be made with pantry staples. It's just a little mayonnaise, some red wine vinegar, a little bit of sugar, salt, and pepper. If you are traveling and you want to make this salad while on vacation, you can pick up a little bottle of coleslaw dressing. That will work great here. Just like Grandma used to make, but better. This is a pretty traditional recipe with the addition of bacon, cheddar, red onion. Private bite. You definitely need to make this broccoli salad. For my final trick, a little wild card recipe, broccoli squares. It's a 5-star recipe from Allrecipes, so I thought, why not? This recipe starts with crescent dough, which you know I like, and we're just going to arrange it on a baking sheet. I imagine you could also do this with store-bought pizza dough or just those ready-made pizza crust or some naan bread. I think it would be just as good. All right, so we start by just baking these off to their golden brown. These are gonna be our crust. Now we're gonna make a little spread for our squares, and it's all coming together. I think this is gonna ultimately taste like your veggies dipped in ranch. Duh, that's good. So it starts with a little cream cheese, mayonnaise, and ranch seasoning. We'll just chop up some fresh tomato and, of course, the star of our show, broccoli. You could probably add whatever other fresh veggie toppings you would like, maybe some olives. My head is thinking pizza. Cute little inexpensive crust right here. Got our crescent rolls nice and toasty. Gonna give them a spread and top them. This is a super easy party appetizer, I will say. I could see why these would be a hit at a party. You can cut them as big or as small as you want. This would also make a fun side dish if you're serving soup for dinner during the week. Sounds so simple, but I know it's gonna be delicious. Check it out, no 2 broccoli dishes are the same, and none of these are just plain old steamed broccoli. I hope you try one of these recipes and let me know what you think. In the meantime, when it comes to not boring broccoli, you can cook that. Bless you, child.